Thanks to Harry's memoir spare, people are opening their eyes at just how unfairly, poorly, both Harry and Meghan have been treated by some members of the royal family and the UK tabloid media. My family, someone called Rita Wallace, published a piece on her reaction to Harry's memoir spare, titled Reactions to Spare by Prince Harry, Part 1, The Royals. And I would like to share with you that review, the reaction from Rita Wallace. And I quote, I have read and listened to Prince Harry's brilliant memoir spare, and I have things to say. Rather than get into the details of the book, many others are doing that. No need for me. In part 1 of my reactions, I would like to reflect on how I now feel about members of the British royal family, in no special order. She starts with William. Now, Rita Wallace says that, and I quote, I did not have any particular opinion about William in the past, except that there were hints from the press reports that he was arrogant and believed his place as future king required others to bow to him. One article said that what William wants, William gets. I did not fault him for this. That is the hierarchy into which he was born. But now, after a few years of closely following the Harry and Meghan saga, I know for sure now I don't think highly of him, William. What did it was that Times headline quoting William's words. And I quote, I've put my arm around my brother all our lives. I can't do it anymore. Which had the ring of truth. A direct quote, not made up out of thin air. When Harry was most in need of support, he was withdrawing his. I washed my hand off him from that point. Then, when he sent his henchman, Jason Knopf, to give evidence in support of the Daily Mail on appeal, when Meghan had already won her case, I knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that William was Cassius to Meghan's Caesar. And reading spare did not improve him in my esteem. He is used to having his wishes put first by his brother and others, and is enraged when they are not. The script has been written for William. Watch King Charles III, and he wants everyone to follow their assigned roles. William hates Meghan. Enough palace leaks and what he said to Harry confirmed this. I think this is basically because she doesn't defer to him enough. And worst of all, has made Harry question whether he needs to defer to the Royal Highness, his older brother. And William blames it on Meghan. My family, we have seen that. We have seen how William has been abusing Meghan Markle. And even demanding that Harry agrees with him in his abuse of Meghan, in his abuse of Harry's wife. And then when Harry does not agree with William, he gets mad, angry, red hot, as Harry described, and then proceeded to physically assault Prince Harry because Harry did not agree with him in abusing his wife. And my family, we have known who the enemy has been for quite a long time. But it's nice, really, that Harry confirmed it. Now, Rita Ann says this, and I quote, "Plus, ever since I heard the story of the conversations about the possible color of Archie's skin, I've been sure it was William." Harry and Meghan said they would not disclose who it was because it would be too damaging, but that it was not the Queen or Prince Philip. In my opinion, the only ones left who could be damaged by that disclosure would be Charles and William. I did not think Charles would dare, but I was sure William would have had no qualms about trying to browbeat his brother. Now, Spare reveals conversations between the brothers, with the older one trying to tell the younger how terrible the consequences would be to marry Meghan. I can put two and two together as well as anyone. It was William. Harry can talk about unconscious bias all he wants, but black people can recognize racism when we see it. It was racism. And that is the truth and nothing but the truth. And don't forget that William has a history of making racist comments. For instance, what he said about the African population. William blamed the African population for putting, pressure on wildlife. Apparently, William believes that wildlife are more important than the lives of black people, than our population, because apparently we are too many to William. And he said that. He said that he blamed the African population, meaning me, for putting enormous pressure on wildlife. I'll never ever forget that. Never. And William at the time, his wife, Kate, was pregnant with their third child, Louis, while he said that. When he said that, it's clear to me and everyone exactly who it was. Because Harry recounts that Charles initially, even Charles, had a good view of Meghan. He talked fondly of Meghan. And then Harry, in his memoir, asks Charles, what changed? We all know what happened. Jealousy. Jealousy. As Diana said, Charles is a very, very proud man. He does not like being upstaged. No wonder they came up with, there is no money for Meghan, in the hopes that Meghan would leave. But Meghan did not leave. She stood by Harry's side because she was in love. And she has proven that time and time again through actions. So clearly, the person, even from Harry's memoir, that didn't have much problems initially was Charles. William was the one who was always had a problem with Meghan. And clearly, in my opinion, he's the one. And even in Anne Wallace's opinion, Rita and Wallace's opinion. Also, she believes that it's William who had concerns about what Harry and Meghan's baby would look like. Now, Rita goes to Kate Middleton. For Kate, Rita and Wallace said that, Kate, remember that jab in the Tatler Catherine the Great article that said words the effect that Kate has found her tribe. And it's the posh set. It is quite clear she's posher than the late Queen Mother, clinging with fists and fingernails to her position as the now second lady in the land, and wants to make sure others understand this. I had read that Kate wanted her old friends to call her Catherine, not Kate, as they used to. Her ascent evolution has been noted. Kate is a woman who likes being on top of the heap. And God forbid that any lesser human being should forget who she is now. Kate told Meghan, and I quote, "We are not close enough for you to talk about my hormones. Lord, all those Kate the Peacemaker and Fab 4 headlines were just fantasies. I am glad that in spare, Harry slipped in the fact that Meghan's friend was a witness to Kate coming over to apologize for making Meghan cry before the wedding. But Kate let that Meghan made Kate cry lie stand. And though Meghan seems to have forgiven her, to me, it is unforgivable. Meghan was abused, attacked by Karens because of the lie that she had made white Kate cry. Do you know what that means to a black woman? It means so much. In so much. And what Kate did, really, she knew what she was doing. And Meghan was attacked, abused for it. You know, the racists came after Meghan because of that lie that Kate let stand. And Rita says, even though Meghan has forgiven her, she hasn't. Rita has not forgiven Kate. And don't forget, Kate told Meghan, we are not close enough to discuss my hormones. Yet Kate felt inclined to dictate to Meghan to change, redo all the bridesmaid dresses while Meghan was planning her wedding, just days before the wedding. Kate was being difficult to Meghan. So, Kate Middleton, were you close enough to Meghan to demand Meghan changes the bridesmaid dresses before Meghan's wedding? My family, it's clear who has always been the one who has been difficult. That person is Kate Middleton and Prince William. Difficult, rude, and abusive towards Meghan and also Prince Harry. And Rita goes to Camilla. Now, she says of Camilla that, and I quote, it is very easy to villainize the other woman, especially one like Camilla, who physically contrasts poorly with the ever young, ever beautiful Diana. But it's clear that the Queen Consort is not all sweetness and light, skilled at obfuscation. For example, she blamed a leak about discussions she and William had on her private secretary, who was not in the room when the discussions took place. Then, having fired this woman, she hired her back when no one was looking. She finally quit in 2021. Camilla is known for her risk sense of humor. Who can forget that story she spread about Joe Biden breaking wind in her presence? And she told the UK tabloid media. Can you imagine Queen Elizabeth II associated with such a story? The answer is no. And one funny thing is that she is supposed to be bright, in contrast to Diana, who the media painted her as being thick. Diana got no O-level passes. Camilla got 1 in kennel hygiene. How much brighter is she than Diana? Really? Or is it all smoke and mirrors from her friends in the press? Camilla chose Angela Levin, one of Meghan Markle's most bitter haters, who spreads conspiracy theories about Meghan online, as her official biographer. Camilla also allegedly hosted Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan at a Christmas luncheon. Morgan is known for his anti-Meghan bile. Jeremy, who has no other connection to Meghan than Camilla, the next day, after attending the party with Camilla, published a vile piece about how he wanted for Meghan to be paraded naked around Britain, while people threw excrement at her. Camilla, no doubt, found it all very funny. She loved it. It is exactly the kind of risk joke that she adores. And so, despite her being a champion of violence against women, my phrasing is deliberate. She had nothing to say when Clarkson, this graceful column, appeared, though it was roundly condemned on both sides of the Atlantic. Camilla, an older married woman, when Diana was a teenager, never let go of Charles. And now she has him and the crown close. The Queen Consort's crown, set with a stolen Koh-i-Noor diamond. It's supposed to be, unluckily, on her head be it. This diamond is what she has chosen to wear for the coronation. The family, a stolen diamond from South Africa. It's disgusting, really. It's very, very disgusting. I think that now I understand why the person whom Charles hosted for state dinner was the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. Now I get why. It is so they don't complain when Camilla is wearing their stolen diamond, stolen from South Africa. My family, Rita Ann Wallace, goes to King Charles III. And here's what she said about King Charles. And I quote, "My head of state and head of the Commonwealth. What a disappointment this man is. Petulant, petty he is. He clearly does not care much for his son, let alone for his mixed-race grandchildren, leaving them without security in Canada, with the threat level being stratospheric. What was he thinking? thank God for the cavalry in the form of Tyler Perry, who rescued them and kept both Harry, Meghan, and Archie safe until the Daily Mail, briefed by the palace, revealed the location where Harry and Meghan were. So if Charles treats his own son so poorly, as we've seen, for daring to marry a mixed race foreigner, if it is true that he wants to take his black grandchildren's titles, what do you suppose he really thinks about us black and brown people from the Commonwealth? I hope the Governor General and the Prime Minister of my country decline the invitation to the coronation. The invitation to the coronation. It is time to let go of the British monarchy. Not gently into the good night. It's time we sue for reparations. My family, it is time. Now, Rita goes to Queen Elizabeth II and says this, that Harry clearly loved his grandmother a lot more than his grandmother loved him. I think a friend of mine might be right that the Queen only loved two people in her life more than the monarchy: her father and Prince Philip. So it is not surprising that all considerations of what might be good for a grandson were not just secondary, but negligible. Her only care was keeping the monarchy going. Fair enough, but it doesn't make one see her as a person or feel any love or sympathy for her. Her son Charles, in his crypto autobiography by Jonathan Dimbleby, said that she was cold. I have no doubt of it. My family is true, really. Rita and Wallace is making so much sense, really. I understand and respect how much Harry loved his grandmother. But sadly, even the Queen did not show up for Harry at Harry's time of need. She wasn't there. I mean, listen, of course she showed some support of Harry towards Harry when Harry and Meghan came back for the Jubilee. The Queen ensured that they have security while there. But other times, she just didn't show up for Harry and Meghan. She did not. And my family, hear this also. The Princess Royal, meaning Princess Anne, Rita Ann Wallace says this about her. God bless her. She seems uncomplicated. Not there for fights, it seems. I appreciate that she hugged Harry when he arrived after hearing en route from the BBC of his grandmother's death. I appreciate that she asked him if he'd like to see her body. I appreciate that she had dinner with him. I offer my condolences for the loss of our beloved mother and wish her all the best. If she retires now, she'll have earned it. After starting the roll beat at 18, I suspect that she won't, but it's not my business. Rita and Wallace said. So my family, What do you think about what Rita and Wallace said about, William, Charles, Camilla, Kate, and the Queen and Princess Anne? I would love to hear your opinion on that, please. And my family, one thing is clear. Everyone sees what has happened to Harry and Meghan. The lack of support from members of the royal family. The poor treatment that they have subjected both Harry and Meghan to. I mean, imagine hearing about the death of your grandmother from the BBC. That's a whole other level of pettiness from Charles himself. It's just so bad and just so disgusting how poorly they treated Meghan, really. Very bad how they treated both Meghan and Harry as well. But especially even Meghan, because we have learned about how Charles abused Meghan also. In a phone call to Prince Harry telling him not to bring Meghan to Balmoral, how he abused Harry's wife. To which Harry responded and said that, "Don't ever talk about my wife like that." Also, thank you, Harry, for always standing up to protect your wife. When she's abused, you stand up to abusers, so thank you for that. You truly are a good husband and a very good man, and also a good father, and also may God bless you immensely, really. My family, Charles, clearly doesn't care about Harry. We see it, even Rita and Wallace says it. Also, on the titles for Archie and Lilibet, we have been told that somehow the mixed race children of Harry and Meghan must earn the titles, yet members of the royal family don't earn their titles, they inherit them. It is hereditary. But somehow, one rule for the white children, another for the mixed race black children. My family, that goes to show what it is. It's always been about racism. It's always been about racism, sadly. That's what it's always been about. And that's why they continue to treat Harry's family of Archie, Lilibet, Meghan so poorly and abhorringly. But no matter what they've thrown towards Harry and Meghan to break them apart, to split them apart, my family, they have failed. The world sees Charles for who he is, a failed father, a failed husband to the late Diana. I mean, how many times can one person just fail? How many times can one person fail? Because Charles just enjoys failing, really. And it's sad, really. It's sad. Because this is his son. But how poorly he has treated him is that it shows that not everyone can be a good father. Not everyone. That's clear. And Charles is an example of it. If only he could just open his eyes and look at Camilla even. For all her flaws, her leaks to the media, her contract with the media to get good press, for all her faults, one thing that I can say just about Camilla is that this person, Camilla, protects her children. She takes care of her kids. Charles, on the other hand, watches as his son is hounded, abused, and send so much threats. I'm sure that Charles had access to intelligence reports telling him of the threats that his son faces, but Charles just couldn't care less. He still went on with the plan to strip Harry and Meghan of the security, hoping that Harry will come back alone without his wife and children. My family, Charles was very much wrong about Harry. Harry is more like his mother, Diana, a good man with a very, very good heart. And my family, we love him so much for who he is, a good man. My family, what do you think about what Rita and Wallace said? I would love to hear your opinion on what Rita and Wallace said. William is someone who has a temper and abusive. That's what we know about him. Also, Camilla always leaks to the media. We know that about her for a fact. King Charles, failed father. The Queen, she could have done more for Harry. Sadly, she did not. Anne, as for Princess Anne, listen, I thank her for treating Harry with an ounce of respect, with dignity, really. Thank you, Princess Anne, for what you did for Harry. That's what I'd like to say on that, really. My family, tell me your thoughts about this kindly. I'd like to hear your opinion on this, please, on what Rita and Wallace said. One thing is for sure, no weapon formed against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lady Diana shall prosper. Please stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lady Diana, and Rita, and all of you members of the squad at home. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great, great day. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.